Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey Podcast, episode 175 in the home studio with Chris, and Lorenzo's around here somewhere.
He's clopping around.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm in the midst of Trail Hero Prep, hashtag Trail Hero Prep.
And you're a producer in training.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you got me running the board tonight, which is great. I'm going to be using this one a lot. Yeah. Banging off the rev limiter. That's what I'm doing right now. Just getting ready. Banging and clanging, as you say. Getting ready for Trail Hero.
That's right. Spending a lot of time in the garage, late nights, I'm sure.
Oh, man. It not too bad. It's not. I've been able to get ahead of it a little bit, but I had... today's been great. I got my Switch Pros done. Everything's working. I only had one little glitch, and we'll get into that in a minute, and that was my fault. Garbage in, garbage out on programming. But other than that, we are real close to having the buggy done. Everything else is ready to go. So let's talk about, we just finished the safety clinic at Hollister.
Yeah. So
last minute, as we call it at LMI, last minute invite, Jimmy from SnailTrail, he's like, hey, I got nothing to do. And so we're like third, fourth string or whatever, you know, it's like all his A plan, B plan, C plan fell through. So he's like, hey, guys, can I come to the safety clinic?
Sure.
I'm like, sure, if you bring bourbon. And he did.
Of course he did.
But anyways, it was cool. So Jimmy showed up. We recorded a little podcast with him, which we'll get into here in a minute.
Yeah.
Dolly and Eric, Hannah Barbera showed up. So they helped out during the clinic, which was great.
Yeah, I think they were mid-gunner at one point.
Yeah, they were. They got to run the whole gamut of the class, so that was cool.
Yeah, their rig's definitely set up.
Get her ready, Dolly ready for the Rebel Rally.
That's right, Rebel Rally.
They are days away from the Rebel Rally. Her and Amber they're going to go to Trail Hero, and then on Wednesday morning they leave at Dark 100 and head back
from Trail Hero
to Reno.
Right.
Pick up the V-Cross, which has a bunch of red dots on it right now.
They're going to race in a Isuzu V-Cross.
It's not a race. It's an expedition. I don't know. They don't. It's not a race.
I don't know. It's a rally. It's an event.
It's a rally. I mean, they eat well. Alicia filled us in on their food and everything, and they have a pretty good time there. So,
yeah.
And I got to go to the gala at the end when
Michelin
Kobe
star
and I,
chefs and stuff.
Yeah, Kobe and I went to pick up Alicia from San Diego, which is German. Okay. Anyways,
wow.
So. Went to this gala, and it was badass.
All right, Ron Burgundy over there.
So that was a few years ago, so I'm curious to see how it goes this year.
Well, it's starting at Tahoe this year.
And you know who else who runs this thing is Emily Miller. Who we know and love from KOH Media.
Love Emily.
She's awesome.
The whole KOH media staff down there.
Yeah,
awesome.
it's great. So, anyways. Back to clinic, we did the safety clinic, Esprit de Force safety clinic at Hollister, and so you, me, Daryl, our president of Esprit de Force,
El
Presidente,
which is German for.
What is it German for? Anyways, and then Jimmy was doing some recording. You know, he had some fancy camera gear and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So stair steps. So we were assigned to the stair steps.
That's correct.
And there's always a lot of action at the stair steps, and it's the most daunting obstacle that the students tackle that day.
I'd agree. You're looking straight uphill at the sky, and it's slick concrete and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
a bunch of dirt,
sand,
dust on concrete with rocks embedded in it, and any veteran four-wheeler, it's like, oh, this is nothing, but to a newbie, it's like, oh,
it's like
what's
Mount
going
Everest.
On? Yeah,
I can't do it.
So it's always fun because there's students that get there and go, nope, not doing it.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, we'll just watch some people, and they watch, and they're like, oh, that didn't look so bad. And then these vehicles are so capable nowadays.
Absolutely.
And so we got everybody. I think only one person bypassed it.
Really?
Yeah, I think one person did actually bypass it.
They're going to regret that.
It was a right seat, so it was a double driver.
Oh, uh-huh.
So one of them went up, and then the other one decided, no, I'm not going to do it.
Was it a Jeep?
I don't know. I don't remember the vehicle. It was probably a Dodge, and they were afraid of the transmission dropping out on the hill or something. That's what I think it was. Yeah, it was a Dodge. It's a Dodge.
I was worried about those 2 Ford Rangers. I thought they were going to blow up. No, it was definitely a good time. There was quite the spectator crowd happening up at.
There was a ton of people in that area. Oh my gosh!
Had a full-fledged gallery.
It really was. It was probably 30, 40 people up there, a bunch of kids, you were working the top of stair steps.
Oh yeah, there was hecklers everywhere. The kids were screaming, "Love your rig, love your car!"
Yeah, that's cool. So you were working the top of the hill, and Daryl was working the lower part of the hill.
Yep.
Jimmy was videotaping it, and I was doing the spiel at the beginning and just observing. Because I presented the class in the morning, so I was a little beat and injured. Ribs are still hurting. Oh my God, that is like the worst thing. I'll tell you, I've had a lot of injuries in my day, and I don't know if I broke ribs or bruised ribs. I didn't get an X-ray, but definitely very extreme pain.
Well, I gotta say, you're like the only person I know that would actually clean a rig before taking out to get it dirty.
Well, I always gotta show up, and it's a show and tell thing, right? So I can't show up. The Jeep was filthy from the last clinic. That was the last time I drove it in May. And then had this whole trying to sell a house and thing in between. So my life was just like sideways. So I'm like, okay, I got to clean the Jeep, and I had the pressure washer out, cleaning the buggy, getting it ready to tear it completely apart for Trail Hero, all the panels and stuff off of it. I wasn't doing like KOH #prep, but I was getting all the panels off of it so I can clean every orifice and see what was going on, right? Sure. So, anyways, I was washing the Jeep and fell down and went boom, and basically my whole left side ran into the. Collided with the CJ5 body.
Yep.
Yeah, so that really sucked.
That video may appear somewhere.
It was, so I was talking to, I think, Samurai James, and he goes, don't you have a camera in your driveway, a Ring camera? And I'm like, yes, I do. And I went back and found the video and shortened up the clip, just falling in. It's pretty painful to watch.
I bet.
But I'm doing better now, and hopefully in a few days here for Trail Hero, I'll be doing great, so we'll see.
Well, you just have to keep self-medicating.
I haven't been. That's the thing. I have taken Ibu, and it definitely helped. Tylenol, whatever I could get my hands on, and it definitely helps. But I don't do a lot of that. I've probably taken like 8 or 10 pills over the last 3 weeks
Vicodin,
for it.
Percocet.
No,
morphine.
I can't do Vicodin. I'm allergic to it. That sucks.
Morphine.
Gabapentin works though. That works real well. I haven't had that either. So
Gabapentin.
Yeah. So anyways, that was that. So we were working the stair steps and having a blast there all day. We had a huge gap in between.
Oh my God, yeah.
The first group came pretty quick. Second group was not too far behind them on the hills. And then it was like freaking crickets, ghost town, tumbleweeds rolling through. I'm getting on the ham radio to our clinic chair, Magnus, and I go, dude, what is going on? And then I get some of the trail leads, and I go, oh yeah, we bypassed it because it was busy. And I'm like, okay, well, that just screwed us up.
Yep.
So we had a huge gap. So we sat down and tried out our brand new Zoom. What is this thing? PodTrack P4.
That's right.
So we have the nice Zoom as well. I mean, this is a nice unit, but this is specifically for podcasting.
Correct.
Right?
Portable
For podcasting, and the other one is as well. It's a battery operated unit, and so I said, hey, let's try this thing out. We got Jimmy here, podcast veteran with like 800 podcasts under his belt.
Yep,
and you and I
YouTube videos, yeah.
And so we sat down and recorded a podcast. So you want to get into that?
Let's do it.
All right,
boom.
All right, so we're here at Hollister Hills on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, 72 degrees maybe. We're sitting in the shade. It is absolutely beautiful. Nice little breeze.
72.
The park is rocking right now. There's side-by-sides buzzing around. There's a bunch of music here. in the campground next to the stair steps, old obstacle course area. And we got our safety clinic is going on as we speak. We are working the frame twister here with Jimmy Jett and our president of the club, Daryl Drummer, and you, Chris, and I.
Yes, sir.
This is the frame twister?
No, this is the stair steps. Did I say frame twister?
You did. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Thank you for correcting me.
And that's Jimmy Jett from SnailTrail4x4.
I've been speaking all morning, and I'm letting you guys run this operation here. So I'm just kind of an observer this afternoon. So
I think Tyler just showed
Doing
up.
a great
He found
job.
out we were recording.
oh, there you go.
You gotta go record without me.
Is that like saying night run and James shows up?
Yeah, that's right.
So, Jimmy, what was your impression so far of the day? You got here last night, had some libations. You didn't have any whiskey?
No, I didn't drink any whiskey.
We
went wine tasting.
No
We did go wine tasting.
No Fireball?
Yeah.
So talk about your wine tasting experience at DeRose.
Oh, it's such a wonderful winery.
Isn't it cool?
It's really cool. We went there last time I came down for this event, which was a lot of fun. And as soon as I heard or found out that I was going to be coming down to hang out with you all.
Total last minute decision for you.
It
It
really
worked out
Why
perfect.
are you here anyway?
I am here because
There's the stair steps, a little chirpy chirp.
That's Magnus von Magnuson climbing the steps. So before we were rudely interrupted, why are you here?
I
How
really
did you find out about this?
that's a good question. So I'm supposed to be out on the Rubicon right now with Marlin Crawler around
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
and with the fire going on, the Rubicon's closed, and we were in a group text chat, and you guys were like, what are you doing now? And I was like, I don't know, I think I might wash my car or something, and I was talking
Shave
to
my cat.
Yeah.
Wash your hair, shave your cat.
All the above. And then I get a phone call from Jason going, well, if you don't have anything better to do, we're a few hands short down at the safety clinic. You can come down and help us out. And I said, yeah, absolutely. We'd be happy to.
That's right.
Yeah, so I told Jimmy this was, I don't know, what, 8 something, 9 o'clock in the morning. And I said, well, get your ass down here. And I'm going to DeRose to do a club pickup and get things squared away because, I don't know, my credit card changed or something, and I had to re-up all that. But, yeah, so I said, hey, meet me there at 3 o'clock. And you were there right after 3 o'clock.
3:15, I think I got there. Yeah. With a few extra hours of driving time and not knowing that I was going, so I had some quick packing to do. And
Yeah, but you just pack PB&Js and you're all set.
I know.
And he picks up a couple totes.
Yep, I picked up a few totes, throw it in. I did have to move the rooftop tent.
Yeah, you transferred his RTT, man. How about
From
that? That's Overlander
Bobcat
status on high. Professional
Tacoma.
overlanding.
Yep.
You throw the traction boards in, or did you leave those at home?
Nah, I left them at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. What about your... I see you're not wearing your Crocs either. So.
No, I don't own a pair of Crocs,
Okay.
nor do I own a pair of Maxxis tracks.
No, there you go. Okay, there you go.
Or whatever, Maxi pads or whatever.
Whoa, hey, yo.
Well, those are feminine hygiene.
So, we got to the winery, and it's crushed. They're already pulling grapes out of the fields.
Harvest is happening.
Which is not too terribly early because they are dry farmed. I mean, there's a lot of their vineyards that do not get irrigation. Whatever rains, that's the only irrigation it gets. And their fruit is so good. They were bringing in the Negrette yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
And so got to taste some of the berries literally right off the vine there in the winery, and they're delicious. And then so they were dumping them from the big plastic bins with a forklift into a hopper, and then that went to a sorting table. So there was 4 people up there. The table shakes gently, and they could go through and pull out any bad clusters, raisined up clusters or anything that resembles a Toyota raisined up or anything. They could pull all those out.
There were a whole bunch of Toyotas on the side.
Yeah,
when I
and they
got there
throw those
today.
in a
The special box.
bucket. Yeah.
It was really cool to see, though.
Yeah, isn't
like
that
I haven't
neat?
ever seen that process done.
You've never seen that, so that's
Yeah.
cool. So what'd you think? And then the stimmer crusher, you were asking about that. So you're like, how's that work? So do you remember how that works?
No.
Stimmer crusher. So after it went through the sorting table, it
Okay.
dropped into the stimmer crusher, and there's a bunch of big paddles whipping around, and the berries go into there.
It
in
knocks
the
them off the
cluster,
vine.
and it
Yeah.
knocks them off. Yep, separates the vines, the cluster there from the berries, and you still get some down in there, but it's very minimal. And then so the berries drop down, and then another hopper, all the debris goes into.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
It was cool. It was a lot of fun to see the process, see how that went through, and
Right.
ask it. Be able to ask questions about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's happening right there in front of you.
Yeah, it's a side of the winemaking that happens, but you don't ever see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when I went there today, I drove up just for the day. Today's Saturday, and I stopped by to pick up my pickup, and they were crushing at that point. So the crusher was, it's just a big air bladder, right? That squeezes the berries, and all the juice is pouring out the bottom into the collection tray. Super cool.
Right. So there's a couple different ways. Since we are wheeling wine and whiskey, we can keep going down this wine path
Hell
here
yeah.
of winemaking. So
Nice.
I have a little bit of experience with it. So after it goes through the stemmer crusher, then they usually ferment. So you would start your fermentation process there, and then you would go through and get the juice. So they were probably doing white wine if they had it in the bladder already, pressing it off, because where does all grape juice is clear in color, and
Right.
so the tinting comes from the berry itself.
Yeah, the
So
husk. right? Or
the-
is it a husk?
No, it's not a
skin.
husk.
The
It's not
skin.
corn.
Skin.
It's the skins
Yeah.
of the grape. And that's where your tannins come through, too.
Correct.
And so how long it sits on those berries and everything will determine how dark the red wine is and how much, tannins will be in that wine.
Or if they're going to
and
make
backbone.
a
Tannins
rosé
give it the
or
backbone.
whatever. Yeah.
What's that?
Or if they're making a rosé.
Yeah, so rosé it may sit just a short amount of time. They had a cool wine there that I have never experienced before, and it was called a carbonic.
The Cab
wine.
Pfeffer. The carbonic Cab
It
Pfeffer.
was carbonic Cab Pfeffer, and I'm like, bionic, what's going on, So what is that, Jimmy? Did you pick up on that?
I heard what he said. I didn't quite understand the process. So they got all the grapes in their big bucket, and then they covered it in saran wrap so then no air could go in or out, and then they stabbed it, and they didn't really pressurize it, but they dropped CO2 in there,
Right.
and filled that void up with CO2 instead of normal air.
Yeah. And we do that as home winemakers because oxygen is not your friend, and so CO2, carbon dioxide, is heavier than air, so it will sit on top of the berries and add a protective layer. So what they're doing is incorporating that CO2 into that process. And I'd never heard of it before, to that extent of calling a wine carbonic wine. And it was a Cab Pfeffer, which they're one of the very few wineries in the world to have Cab Pfeffer. And it is awesome, white pepper finish. It is so good with barbecue. That wine is freaking fantastic. So normally it's a red, almost Syrah, deep
Exactly.
Oh, interesting.
Syrah with a white pepper finish.
Yeah.
And to have what we had with this carbonic, it was very light.
It looked
darker.
like a rosé.
It looked like a rosé. And he goes, oh, you want to try? And I try everything, but I'm like, oh man, no rosé for me. But it was super smooth. Both of us said smooth at the same time when we tasted it, and it's not bubbly. It's not.
Yeah, it's not carbonated.
It's not carbonated, and but it was a really cool, different wine. And DeRose does push the envelope, and they are 100% natural fermentation. So they use the yeast that's naturally occurring on the grape skins.
So they don't buy
they don't
yeast and add it
They
into
do not
the mix?
inoculate
Or-
with yeast, and that you kind of roll the dice. You got to know what you're doing, because that is you're dealing with nature and how it wants to roll, and you could get a stuck fermentation. It's called. So the yeast start getting. As the yeast convert the sugar to alcohol, the alcohol content comes up, and that starts killing off the yeast, the active yeast. And so it's kind of like a raging, college party going on there. And these people just start
It's
dropping
just
to the
an
floor.
orgy.
The yeast, yeah.
But there's different yeasts that will survive at different alcohol
Correct.
levels.
So some of the natural yeast don't, and so
Okay.
you could get halfway or 3/4 of the way through your fermentation process, and then your yeast just die off. And now you got the stuck fermentation, which will give you a sweet wine because there's still residual sugars. And if you're trying to make a sweet wine, no problem. But if you're not, you're trying to make a nice dry, Cabernet, the Cab Pfeffer, any of those, it's like okay, what do I do? And you can get it restarted, but it's super hard. So anyways, and then you learned about malolactic fermentation yesterday.
A little bit. I don't quite understand it.
So-
but before we go to that, so
Yeah.
how do they choose their wine or their grapes to know that it has a good yeast in it that's not going to die?
Well, yeah, and so it's naturally occurring yeast that occur on the grapes themselves, and it happens in all grapes, but their vineyard they've had for so long, and he knows that inside and out. He grows his own grapes. He doesn't import. He does bring in a few grapes for different varietals and stuff, but majority of it, obviously, they know. They
Got
know
it.
how it's going to react. So they've done their test and everything and know. But if you just walked in blind,
They just know.
it could be dangerous.
Right.
So the malolactic fermentation happens for white wine, typically like a Chardonnay, and so there is a bacteria that they can introduce. Again, they do natural. They let natural malolactic fermentation happen, but typically people will inoculate it with this bacteria that converts mallow acid into, which is very harsh, to lactic acid, which is in milk, and so very smooth. So that's how you get these smooth, buttery Chardonnays. Also maturing in an oak barrel. So yeah, that works out really well. But anyways, it's always cool to go there, and it was fun yesterday being in the middle of crush harvest season and to see it actually working. So I'm glad you got to see that.
Yeah, it was fun. And their wine is fantastic.
Isn't it?
I don't normally buy white wines, and I bought every single one of the white wines.
We tried 4 white wines, and he bought one bottle of each.
Yeah.
Oh, that's LPR, right?
Yeah. LPR. What does LPR stand for?
LPR.
Liquid Panty Remover.
Yeah.
LPR. Yes. Anyways.
You heard that here on Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
That's right. But yes, I really love their wines. I mean, I haven't met a DeRose wine that I don't like, and they're very reasonably priced.
Oh, legit. They totally know what they're doing. I mean, I popped in there for 20 minutes this morning when I got here to pick up a case of wine, and it's just, I didn't have time to taste, but I did spot that carbonic Cab Pfeffer sitting on the tasting table. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
Because the color was a little off, and I'm like, I love their Cab Pfeffer.
It's in a clear bottle.
It's in a clear bottle with screw top, and I'm like, what is? I wish I had time to taste. Would have been good, but that's what I do in the spring. So, but yeah, they everything they make is legit and super good.
Yeah. So love Cab Francophile, right? And their Cab Franc is my favorite, and so always walk out with a case of Cab Franc there. And I have over the years I bought cases of Cab Francs, and I had a 2009 Cab Franc of DeRose a couple weeks ago, and it was still just rocking. So
Really?
yeah, their wines hold up.
Nice.
So
Well,
No wine
you got to
holds up
store
at
them
my house.
properly.
no wine. What's that?
You got to store them properly.
Well, you have to store them
definitely
properly,
'em
right? But they will stand the test of time better than most.
Sure.
Your typical California wines that are made to drink right now, right now.
Right meow.
So that was DeRose yesterday. That was a really nice afternoon, and then got back to camp, and I fired at the barbecue and cooked a tri-tip, and then we had a nice dinner last
We
night.
did.
Yeah,
Tri-tip. We had
zucchini with onions and garlic
we had
and
the
butter.
loaded mashed potato or potato salad. We had
A nice pasta
a
salad.
good pasta salad.
What? No PB&J?
No, somebody, my new best friend cooked for me.
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
Well, when Jimmy said he was coming down and you weren't going to be here, Chris,
No.
I said, well, I don't like to dine alone because I dine alone almost every night. And so I go, Jimmy, you want to be my date tonight? I'll cook you dinner. And he did. So there you go.
He took me wine tasting.
Yeah, I took a wine tasting, wined him,
Holy
dined
shit!
him.
And man, don't finish that sentence.
But I didn't sit on the cuddle couch with him like you did. So that's where I draw the line.
Yeah. Yeah. The LPR was great.
I'm freaking out, man.
Freak it out, man.
You're the one that's
Identifies as
between
shim.
us.
She, him. Shim.
Jamie.
Yeah, no, why am I not here for the whole weekend, unfortunately?
Why aren't you here, Chris? What do you got going on? And you could have camped Friday night and Saturday night and been home early Sunday morning.
Oh boy, here comes the popo.
So what why aren't you camping? What's going on?
Well, I've got a few things happening.
People want to know.
But I'm going in for a colonoscopy on Monday,
hey,
so
welcome to the Old Man Club.
I'm starting prep for that. This right now I can't eat any grains or anything fibrous.
Or nuts.
Nuts. Yeah,
they don't want your nuts caught in your colon.
Nope. And then tonight's my last solid food meal.
Your last meal, supper.
And then tomorrow's all liquid. No alcohol for me anymore this weekend. And
alcohol's a liquid.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Vodka's a clear liquid.
Yeah,
I figured
clear
you could
liquid.
have that, but apparently no.
And then
alcohol's not allowed.
So this is the importance of having a really good healthcare plan, because I got the newer, which I guess has been around for a few years, the Clean Out liquid.
Yeah.
And they were 2 6-ounce bottles that tasted like purple grape juice.
Yeah, I wish I.
And they were very palatable, very easy. LPR. It was like LPR. But you got the old school 1 gallon, salty, add lemon to it to try and make it palatable.
Yep.
You got to drink a gallon.
I got to drink a gallon.
A gallon of this.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I'll do it. I'll choke it down. This is my first colonoscopy.
You know what you need to do? You should film. You should do a series of video segments tomorrow of you, the first glass, first pint glass, the second pint glass, and then post that up. That would be awesome to keep us up to date.
Please don't post the after.
No, don't post the cleansing part.
No, that won't happen.
Yeah.
No, I'm. From what you're telling me and everybody's telling me, this is the worst part is the cleanse. And
it really
you don't
is.
remember the colonoscopy itself because they knock you out. Then you wake up and they just say, okay, you're going to hang out here for a bit, and then when you're I guess you have to pee or something, and then they send you on your way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The technology is great, and I'm glad you're getting that done because it's important.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the most glorious thing, but
so this is a public service announcement to all you people
there you go.
that are 45 or older, and if you have family history of colon cancer, you should really tell your doctor. I advise it.
And you got a female doctor, you said, huh?
Apparently. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited.
Okay. Well, there you go. When they shave you down and everything, you'll be good to go.
You learn so much on this podcast.
And that concludes this section of old man talk here on Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
So we're down here. So today's clinic day, and we're down here at the bottom of the stair step. We've already had one group go through, and a little bit of a formula change for how this operates, apparently. Well, no, we didn't get the memo, but no problems going up the stair step. The stair step it's intimidating to look at for the first timer or the newbie wheeler, but I tell you, once they make that first trip up and you hear the woohoo from the passenger seat or the driver's seat, they come back later on and do it again and again and again and again, and it's super cool.
Well, so far in the first group, we had 2 passengers jump out. They didn't even want to ride up it, right?
Right.
And so they got out and filmed their rig going up, and I'm like, you got to go for a ride. You got to ride up it, And so they did, and it's not that scary, and it's really cool. I love it because it does look intimidating, but it's very doable with any rig, and a little bit of guidance. And it's great. And then, like you say, the excitement on their face when they make it to the top is absolutely outstanding.
I
so
know.
this is part of the Bay Area Club or something.
SF Baja.
It's Toyota.
It is all Toyotas.
Is that a Subaru?
Rooftop tent. What is that? That's a Chicory in the
Grand
back.
Cherokee.
Yeah.
Side by side. And then
Yeah.
another Toyota.
Side by
There you
side
go.
in a
Another Toyota.
Those are my peeps right there.
Those are your people, man.
So somebody at the top of the stair step knew you, Jimmy. They were calling your name. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They listeners or what?
Yeah, they're local Sacramento locals. Part of just come out for the Tacoma Howard or groups, and they hang out. And so I just met them. Just local people.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, down here.
Jimmy knows a lot of people.
Everybody
in the
knows
know.
Jimmy. Jimmy, hey Jimmy Jett.
I'm an E-list celebrity.
Well, that's pretty good. That's better than us. We're like Y or X, something like that.
Nobody knows. Nobody
Celebrities.
cares who we are.
No.
But I'll tell you,
okay.
looking around Hollister Hills, there's a lot of dust and a lot of trees that look like they're stressed out. Man, we need rain, and it looks like rain may be on the forecast.
Rain is on the forecast tomorrow, I guess. So that'll be good. This place gets so nasty when it's wet, though.
Oh yeah,
It's
Hollister
Can you imagine
mud.
the first rain
slicker
after
than
this
snot. Oh, oh, man! Because right now it's like there's like 4 inches of the consistency of brown flour. on the
Exactly.
ground. And so with that first rain, and it's so hydrophobic, the ground is, it just runs right off. And it needs it, man. It really needs it. And California needs
You know,
it.
the areas up in the Placerville or in the mosquito fire burn zone, they need that fire.
So I hear they're predicting
rain
an
too.
inch, which
We
will
get-
be very helpful to help
Yeah.
get that fire under
an
control.
inch to an inch and a half.
Yeah.
is
That'd be-
what I
that'd be
Okay, well
awesome.
that's good, and hopefully it's over 48 hours, so it doesn't all come at once and cause other issues.
mudslides like they had down in San Bernardino County last year.
San Bernardino.
But I was looking at the maps for the mosquito fire burn and how it's tracking, and it was I was texting back and forth with the group a couple days ago. As the crow flies, it was about 16 miles from Loon Lake, which
Yeah.
that starts to get to be a little bit of a concern. Obviously, there's a lot of homes and stuff in the Georgetown area and the volcano area that
Yeah,
are
volcano.
threatened
There
or
was some
burned
homes
or-
lost.
But God, it's just to think that the God's country up there could burn and all the terrain that's around that surrounds the Rubicon. I don't want that to happen.
No. This is getting. It's like a common occurrence, man. The smoke up. We had a really good summer up until we didn't.
Right.
Up there in Tahoe, and then smoke came in and these fires, and then the fire started another fire
over
near
in,
Forest Hill.
Dutch Flat.
Yeah.
What did
So-
they ever determine what started this mosquito fire? Did that
No,
ever
they
come-
haven't said yet.
No. Not that I know of.
So speaking of fires, I was trying to get our resident fireman online here, Ultra 4 Jones, Kevin Jones, because he's been on every other podcast here the last 2 days. Hashtag podcast whore. So
What's up with this
just
Jeep?
trying to bring him out back.
Dude,
but,
the guy's on the wrong side.
It's a right-hand drive Jeep.
It's a male Jeep, so there's a driver on the right and left. No, it is. It's a right-hand Jeep. It looks like a TJ.
It is a TJ.
So what country is that from? That's interesting. We got to find out.
People want to
Oh,
know.
brought a little wheel up in the air going up. Little tire squeal. Woohoo! It is a TJ, but it is a right-hand drive TJ.
That's trippy.
We need to find out where that's from.
He would have made it, but his buddy up there stopped him.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? And then we got
Yeah,
the
he did.
teeter-totter going up there. You can hear that
Yeah.
slam down, big old bang.
sounds
I
like
haven't
a-
done the new teeter-totter yet. Have
Well,
you?
it was non-operational last
okay.
last spring. I tried to get onto it, but it was wedged in a position I couldn't get my tires up.
Oh.
I
Whoa.
needed bigger tires.
There's a lot of new obstacles out here since the last time I was here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's that big
the tunnel.
the tunnel and the
you
big old
drive over the top of the
thing.
tunnel, yeah.
Yeah, and the teeter-totter was in operation
Yeah.
a few years ago when I was here, and now it is.
Yep, for sure.
I just heard it bang again.
Yep,
Yeah.
teeter-totter just banged. Clang a bang.
People are- I mean, the park's busy today. There's a
It
lot of
is.
people. There's people camping up at the area just above the stair steps here. There's quite the campground, and it looks like we got a group coming in.
Our yellow group's coming in,
All
so
right.
we're going to have to put down our mics and get started. But Hollister is a great place. There's something for every vehicle out here. And, Toyota's stuck on the stair steps. Better help them, Jimmy.
We'll
'em out.
We'll put this on pause and
Help
we'll come
'em out.
back in a bit.
Oh, boy.
Stand by, listeners.
That's
All right.
So
There you go.
we were talking about what the hell were we talking about?
We were talking about Hollister and all the cool obstacles and features, how there's something for everybody out here.
That's right.
Super cool. We just had our second group go through, and a couple stick shift Toyotas put on a show there, man.
They
Were
did.
they Yotards?
They were they weren't Yotars. They were pretty cool people, but they hammered down pretty good, getting up the first couple steps on the stair steps here. So put on a good show. A lot of dust flying.
Well, I'll tell you,
but
the
everybody made it up.
The last time that old Toyota came through, the one with the lumber rack on it, I had to jump out of the way at the top.
Yeah, yeah. You knew it was coming.
Oh yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, oh boy.
It's a dual driver. They did awesome. So.
And this was the first time, at least this year, right? Or this session that we had somebody sort of slide off kind of almost all the way off.
It happens almost every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year it didn't, or last clinic it didn't. But
No.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure he had his rear locker in because that ass end totally slid sideways.
Right.
And so it was cool. Daryl, nobody panicked. And he says, I want to back him up. I'm like, wait a minute, that's going to make it worse. But actually, there was a nice area just below that in the dirt where he could get repositioned better. So that was a really good call.
Absolutely.
On Daryl's behalf, and we were able to square him up and then do the old 2 foot, left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas, give it gas, and as the automatic transmission, starts locking up and drivetrain starts ready to go, then you can give it gas and let off on the brake, and you instantly give it a little launch there. It's
Boom.
a nice 2 foot technique that we use in off-roading a lot.
Hokey pokey?
No, that's what the Unimog driver does. He does the hokey pokey with all the different pedals and shifters and stuff.
My son Craig was in that thing when Rick flopped that thing.
Yeah, he was here at Hollister.
McCrazy Road.
In McCrazy. McCrazy in the rock section at the bottom.
Got pictures of that.
Yeah.
My son, he's
Yeah.
inverted.
Do you think he would notice if he was missing his axles tonight?
Probably. Yeah, that's kind of a key component.
If he didn't have to climb in, he'd probably know. Oh, boy,
Here comes the wind.
Uh-oh. Weedado.
Do you think my Tacoma could haul those axles back?
No, I don't think so. Not with the RTT.
Almost lost our shade.
Yeah. Not with the RTT, Jimmy.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I think
they're
I think they're too much weight for my payload.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Don't get up, Jimmy. Just sit there. Don't do anything. You know?
You guys are doing great.
Yeah, doing great.
Who brought the wind?
All right, well, here we are. It's getting a little windy at Hollister.
It's Daryl. Our other brother Daryl's holding the fort down.
So, so we've got 2 more groups to come through, and then we'll be done for the day. Head back to
You guys will hit
To main camp?
Miller time, and I'm going to drive
Miller
home.
time. Well, no Miller.
And then Chris is on Ram time.
Ram time.
You're headed home to. He's on.
Enough of that.
Salty drinking.
On to salty drink time.
One of my favorite things to do here at Hollister is the Saturday night camping and the campfire. After the fun day of activities with the wheeling and the instruction and the spotting and all the stuff that we do, we get to let our hair down and unwind a little bit on Saturday night. And I'm going to miss that this
But you
fall.
could have. Your last meal could have been with us. Nice barbecue.
It's going to be. I'm going to have a piece of chicken before I split.
Piece of chicken.
Isn't it barbecue?
Yeah.
Barbecue
Tri-tip
barbecue chicken. I'll have a
garlic
piece-
bread, beans.
I can have a piece of chicken.
Caesar salad.
No red meat, no salad. So, but yeah. And then I'm going to
Sucks to be you right now.
Yeah, well.
Why did you schedule your colonoscopy
This
on
was
Monday of the
the
clinic?
only time they had available. And I'm like, really? And it's like, yeah, otherwise it'll be in like December. I'm like, well, shit. All right. Let's do this now.
Well, there you go. All right.
Boom.
The sacrifice
Enough
you
butt
make.
talk.
Wow.
So yeah, like Jason said, we have 2 more groups. And then we talked. Oh, I know you earlier. You said you were going to try to get a hold of Ultra 4 Jones. Did you ever get a hold of him? What was his? What
I
was
have
it?
no service right now, but yeah, I'm sure if we asked him to be on the podcast, he'd say yes.
Yeah,
He
you
doesn't
wanted
say no.
You wanted to do some fire talk.
Yeah. Well, no, I just wanted to have him on and give him a little shit.
Well, how would he even get here? I don't think he has a rig anymore.
has,
He does. He's still got the side chick.
Yeah.
I thought that was for sale. That he sold. I thought he sold it.
I don't think so. No. No, so he's doing good. I talked to him the other day. He's working on the TAC 1 Fab chassis, and while he's not fighting fires, and making a push, making it happen. So
he's not going to be ready for 2023 KOH, is he?
if I was a betting man, I'd say no, but I wouldn't put it past him. Some stranger things have happened.
He'll be on the lake bed one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah, he'll be out there supporting.
Yeah, he'll be supporting Megan Miller.
Yeah, you know what? I think she's going to race. Right? You think
She
so?
should, yeah.
Well, she definitely should. We know she should, but is she? That's the question. So I
If I was a betting man.
Yeah, if I was a betting man, I'd say yes.
Yep.
Megan Miller.
I agree.
All right, so that's three eyes here. Okay, Megan. So I know you listen. So you're in.
Derek, make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen.
Stop wrenching on the Sequoia and get the Jeep
Oh, the
ready to go.
Sequoia Beast is running good now, man. He's ready to go too. So this is gonna be so much fun this year. All the different people we follow and involved with at Ultra 4 KOH. Holy smokes!
Oh, yeah.
Cannot wait for that.
You going, Chris?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
That's
If I was a bet man,
that's what I'm saving all my
Don't make me
vacation
laugh.
time for. I mean, my God, I've been sitting
I
there
don't
trying to
know. I have a
accrue it.
feeling there's going to be some addictomy surgery or something come up that you just
I can't handle any more of that.
Okay, all right.
It'd be too big. It'd be too big. So
Oh boy.
no, I'm looking forward to KOH. It's going to be a blast, and we're going to be, our camp's probably going to be rocking with all the different connections we've made with different race teams over the years that we've been doing this. We've been doing this over 3 years now.
So we've got 3 years. So we've got some interviews that we want to do before KOH.
Yes.
Get updates.
Yes.
Leading up to the big dance, and then of course we'll hit them up in the pits as well. Follow up, see how things are going, how practice went, how what
the track
course
is like.
looks like this year, and everything. And and then we hopefully circle back with them at the end and see how everything went and what kind of wax they use on their trophies. So stuff like that when they get home.
That'd be a cool interview, though. Like the
How do you
pre,
polish
the
your trophy?
during,
Oh,
and
yeah.
post.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. So that's our goal. I've already talked to a few racers and they've agreed. So
Nice.
I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only, it's just around the corner. I mean, really. I mean, because the holidays are going to be upon us here shortly.
Now, one thing Ultra 4 Jones did say is he's contemplating riding the two-wheel class.
I heard that too.
The dirt
Really?
bike class, which I think is absolutely insane.
Wow.
That's the hardest freaking motorcycle race out there,
And
man.
he's not a young man anymore.
No,
either.
and that oh my gosh, I used to love watching. So I'm glad they're back this year. I guess they're going to be at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
So the King of the Motos we're referring
It wasn't
to.
Trophy Truck at the beginning of the week last year? All the Trophy Truck
Yep,
stuff?
yep. So I don't know how the
Tuesday.
schedule's going to lay out, but I heard they're going to be at the beginning of the week. And Justin, I didn't realize this, but Justin Koo, Aussie, raced a couple years ago in the King of the Motos.
Oh, he did?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy crap. He does street bike stuff, some crazy racing.
Yeah, he's not
at
a young
Laguna
guy
Seca
either.
And all that stuff. And now he's, buggy.
He's a knee dropper.
He's, knee dropper, I guess you'd call it. So,
With age comes a cage.
yeah, with age comes a cage and pretty cool. But, yeah, that is a brutal freaking race, man, and that terrain on two wheels. But, good old Justin Wicks, he ran the whole course last year on his dirt bike.
He'll
did
do
a
it again this
pre-run.
year, I guarantee
Which
you.
is smart
Interesting.
because you could get around very quick on a dirt bike on those trails. You don't have to worry about traffic. You can go around people and everything. So that's really cool. So here you go. What's this? Is this a first gen 4Runner?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Second. How do you tell the difference?
It's got a hard top.
Yeah.
Removable hard top.
Removable hard top first gen.
Oh, it's first gen. Second gen's not.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So that's good to know. I learned something today on
What do we
Toyota
got?
Talk here.
We got like a rock
This-
Chevy coming
The Chevy's
through.
going to follow this first gen.
Is that a Colorado or is that a
Perfect.
Silverado? That's a
Oh,
Silverado.
should I move my
Silverado,
Jeep?
I think.
Does he want to go rock crawling?
Maybe.
I'm kind of blocking
He
the.
can go by you.
Okay.
That thing's built.
You sure?
Had a 60 in the front.
Yeah, it is built. Is he running 40s?
You're blocking the little Rubicon, man.
You hear the power steering pump whining.
Yep.
I see.
How many transfer cases has he got in that
Oh,
thing?
He's
he's
got
got at
two
least
by
two.
how slow he's going.
At least two.
You should hit your button.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 transfer cases. Tom Woods drive shafts. Big rear axle. It's a full floater rear axle of some sort. I can't see the housing to see what it is.
He needs to be banging off the rev limiter. Hold on,
He
I
does.
got that.
Here- oh, there he goes. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, very nice.
Sweet. Oh, here comes another one. Is he going to do
Ooh, here's a taco. Is that a taco?
That is a taco.
Okay.
3rd gen.
It's just kind of
2020 or newer.
Now, does it come with the Raptor lights? That's an
No, that's
aftermarket.
add-on.
That's like you
Yeah.
want to be a Ford, but you can't afford a Ford Raptor. Is that what that is?
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. I see how it goes.
Poser.
All right. That's cool. Is that front windshield tinted?
It looks like
Looks
it is.
like it.
You cannot see the driver
At all.
It looks super. No, I don't think so. Okay.
That's as illegal as it gets.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's gonna hit that rock.
Made it.
Watch out for the rock.
Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
What color is that, Jimmy?
Gunmetal gray.
Oh, looks sort of like a.
It's kind of green.
It's a
got some green
cement
to
gray,
it.
but it does have some.
Well,
It's
he's
a
got
flat color.
He's got some fancy shocks.
Yeah. Got some King shocks.
He's stuck.
All right. There you go.
Didn't even.
2022.
I
didn't
wonder
even-
if that's a 2022 Tacoma. That's what it says on the license plate.
I'm
Brand new.
gonna guess it's a 2022, Bob.
Uh-oh. He's in that spot where the Ford Ranger got hung up.
Oh boy, he's fucked.
Yeah.
He's totaled.
Send it.
He just totaled it.
All right, just no. Whoa.
Well, here we go again.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, is this a Colorado or this is full? This is a ZR1.
ZR2.
ZR2? Oh boy.
Is that
It
a
is, it's top
Colorado?
stack.
Is that that's a Silverado?
Your-
Silverado.
Your people are stuck at the top of the hill, Jimmy.
Oh boy, he needs to
He'll
send
make it.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
so close.
Almost
So
couldn't
close.
couldn't
This
get it
up.
up.
I don't know.
Just-
First gen looks nice right now, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
dust.
Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah, first gen's doing well. He just crawled right through the Rubicon here, right near
He's all sassed up.
stair steps. Oh boy. We got it. Good job, Jimmy. You're doing a great freaking job.
I'm doing
holding
just
this
as
thing
great as
down.
you are.
Well, I'm running a podcast here.
Right.
Oh boy. Should I get my Jeep out to tow the Toyota up the hill?
He'll make it.
I don't know.
He got it.
Oh, there it goes.
He got it.
All right.
It doesn't even
There
have
it is.
plates on it yet. It still has the dealer tags.
Okay, any this is like Heckle Hill right here. Any predictions on the Chevy? So this a Silverado, ZR2 Silverado. It's got that ugly front grille. I do not like that front
Look
grille.
how dirty that thing is.
Well, he's been out wheeling. Where's that plate from?
I
That's
don't know.
it is Mexico plate, isn't it?
Is it really?
You
Wow.
boys like Mexico.
Handle the torques.
Don't you have that soundtrack on there?
like Mexico.
There we go.
I did it.
Nice looking truck from the side, but the front. Okay, let's see.
Are
how
you saying
guys-
you like the looks of a Chevy?
No, it's just a nice looking truck from the side.
Look how long that thing is. That's like this length of a freaking.
So it's a crew cab,
it's a cruise ship. Oh, a
crew
Cheyenne.
cab, short bed.
Cheyenne?
What is that?
No, it's a Cheyenne.
That's from
It's a
Mexico.
Mexican Silverado. He said. Oh, he's walking right out. Here's the hard part. Oh, he stalled. Oh,
Does the ZR2s have lock? Oh boy!
oh, he
would've
hesitated.
had it.
Don't hesitate.
Don't stop! Don't stop!
hesitate. There you
There you
go. Okay, there we go.
Oh boy! And we
Wow.
got another Toyota in the queue.
Okay.
Or is that the same one? No.
This is riveting podcast material here.
Yeah. This is
All right. So
getting
what else
cut
you
out.
guys want to talk about? Is there anything else we can cover right now?
Nope.
Jimmy, what's give us the status on Samantha?
It's been sitting idle for like 6 months
Yeah.
or something, but I do plan on doing a lot of work on it here. I keep saying off air, but I keep saying that I do
King
want
of
to
the
try
Hammers,
to
right?
take it to King of the Hammers.
Oh,
So,
well. If I was a
we'll
betting
see.
man.
Yeah, right. If I'm a betting man,
I'd take no for 500, Alex.
so we'll see. I'm gonna try though.
Okay,
That's
well,
my
hey,
that's
that's
my
all you
winter
can do.
project.
That's all you can do is try.
I mean, do you have
Yeah.
all the parts? I mean, the axles and the transmission.
Yeah,
And
I got a good chunk of them all. So
So here's the $1 million question. Will you wheel Samantha before Chris goes out in the Barbie Jeep again? That is the real question that people want to
that's-
know. Our listeners want to know.
I'm probably going to be out before then.
You think so?
I think so.
Doesn't sound very confident.
I'm targeting getting out in October for sure before the snow flies.
Okay.
That's
All
my
right.
goal.
Yeah, we're going to have to see with the Rubicon currently being closed and that fire situation up there. We're hoping this rain puts out that fire and Rubicon opens back up before the snow starts flying.
Yeah, because the impact on the other trails with the Rubicon closure is probably pretty epic right now.
We did not get to run Barrett last weekend because it was smoky up there.
It didn't want
to get involved in, in a hazardous situation.
Do you think that Barrett might get closed with this precipitation coming on?
Very well could be. Yep.
That'd be it. That'd be
the butt, Bob. That would be it.
That'd be it.
Yeah.
All she wrote. Wah 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 wah.
Toyota horn sounds so manly.
Right. Jesus, this wind is really.
Wow, I'm not liking this wind.
All right.
Yeah. So let's see. What else? I don't know. This was just kind of an impromptu.
Yeah.
I said, hey, let's pull out the podcast gear. Chris has a brand new gizmo, because he likes his toys, electronic toys. So what'd you end up getting over there, Chris, that we're recording on now?
So we bought the Zoomy Zoom Zoom PodTrack P4, and this is basically a portable roadcaster. It
has our sound effects on there, as you see.
It has the sound effects. It has...
or here, I should say.
We have the ability to connect a phone to it or the internet, so we can do podcasts. So if Jason's someplace or I'm someplace and we want to dial somebody in, like right now, if we had cell service, I could connect a cable to it, and we could dial in Ultra 4 Jones.
Oh, see, that would have been cool. Would have been on his 5th podcast this week.
Somebody else, Well, yeah, he's like on the Trail Chasers. He's on whatever.
FR Locked. Total Off-Road Podcast, SnailTrail Podcast.
Yeah,
We've never had him.
Keep It Simple Off-Road.
He should start.
They restarted the podcast just to have him on.
Did they?
Again. Yeah. And I heard High CR4x4 is having him on next week, so they're going to come out of retirement too. So yeah,
Greg and Jeff.
So there you go.
Bringing Ultra 4 Jones.
You still talk to one of them, right, Jimmy?
I talk to Greg every once in a while.
Okay, he's local to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not far from me.
Is he not four-wheeling like Chris too anymore, or what?
I bought an LJ.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a great rig.
Yeah, the LJs are definitely highly desirable and they're like the unicorn of off-roaders now.
There you go.
Especially if you can find a Rubicon LJ. Those things are... People are asking stupid amounts of money for ones that are unmolested right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, for sure. Oh, the little guy's driving. Doing good.
How are you?
Nice. He's doing good.
Good thing we can drive over anyway.
Kid's about 2 years old, sitting in his dad's lap. That's why the horn's been honking. The kid's honking the horn. That's awesome.
Dad, send it, Dad. Just send it. Yeah, that thing is built. That thing is definitely built.
Yeah, it is.
Surprised it's not linked.
What rear end is that, Chris? Go.
It's a 14 bolt.
Yeah, 14 bolt, exactly.
60 in the front.
60 front, 14 bolt rear, first gen.
I'm surprised it's not linked though. I would expect it to be linked with that level of build.
No, man, these springs are for poor people. I got my poor people Jeep out here today.
Yeah.
All flexed out on some rocks right now.
So, was this riveting enough for you listeners?
I think so. I think they got a taste here. So this is good. Last minute surprise with Jimmy coming down, so that's fun. Looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Chris, sorry you're going to, too bad, so sad, you're going to miss it, and you'll be doing a cleanse. A full cleanse.
I did see Lorenzo. He said hi.
See Lorenzo, so he
let me give him a little scratch.
He did. He's trying.
His head out.
He's been going to therapy, Jimmy, from that whole incident, and he still has some nightmares. And
I would too.
His
the
legs,
cartel stealing.
Oh,
shit?
dude,
yeah.
He's told me some stories. I can't even repeat on the air. I mean, it is
Man, but it looked. I mean,
Mexico lives up to its name.
If I could get my hands on Chris's credit card and go wild down a trip through Mexico and south, I mean. Looked like he had some fun.
He lived his life, man. He lost a few years of his life.
That credit card's still too hot to touch.
Yeah. But yeah, you were able to pet him this morning, which was interesting. That means that therapy's working, so that's good to see him coming back around.
No hissing, no curling of the lips or anything.
There was his tail went between his legs. He was definitely scared.
He wanted to protect the back end.
His mane kind of raised a little bit, But it was good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's right on.
So
he's probably just sucking down all the alcohol in my camper right now. Just
I
in the
brought
corner.
2 bottles in there. He better not be.
dude, your truck.
Yeah, I hope
your truck and camper just raced.
I hope
by.
he's. I hope he's drinking Jimmy's whiskey and not mine.
I brought a
Just
bottle
gonna send
down
it.
for Chris.
Yeah, you did. And what's Chris going to miss out on, Jimmy?
Some Gentleman Jack,
Oh,
love
yes,
Gentleman
got
Jack.
Gentleman Jack, and your other bottle is
straight wheat.
straight wheat old elk. He has not weeded straight.
Love
wheat.
the straight wheat.
I haven't had
old
the straight
elk.
wheat in so long, and I was going to have some last night, and I. What did I end up having last night? I had some Knob Creek rye with the proof Manhattan, old fashioned mix.
I'm excited to try those
Yeah,
tonight.
so I've got 5 different flavors with me. I've got traditional, orange, pecan, black, walnut, and maple bacon. Old fashions.
Your truck just went by. It's up in the quarry now. So
Here it is. There it goes.
I hear it honking the horn.
I hope he has the massage heated seat on at least. Gosh.
never seen a middle hoof out there.
Yeah. Good luck, suckers. All right. Well, I think we should put a bow on this thing. You got anything else, Jimmy? Any final thoughts that you guys do on your podcast?
Well, my final thought would be if you're listening to this, you're probably into off-roading or are a part of a club or something. But if you know people that want to get into off-roading, this is the perfect reason to get out and try the sport or the hobby that we have. The SVRA Safety Clinic it's very well put together. You know, you guys do some fun obstacles. You guys have a great classroom. You talk about a bunch of things. You might overload them a little bit in that classroom.
It is overwhelming
So,
for first time.
yeah.
I talked to an experienced four-wheeler, and he said, hey, man, he goes, I learned a lot this morning already. And he just been through the classroom and one obstacle, and that was cool to hear. You know, so it is for seasoned four-wheelers as well. You know, there's always something to learn, and as we say, we're not experts. We don't claim to profess to be experts. We've been doing this for a while. We've got an organized class, but we don't have all the answers, you know. Right. But we will teach you the basics to get out there, have fun with your rig, and be safe, and then take it from there. And we always get hit up to do a advanced, do you guys do an advanced class? And we haven't done that yet, but there is a need for that now that we've got so many people in off-roading now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And to see the smiles on the people's faces after they make it up the stairs here. You know, people are down at the bottom going like, no way.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen. And when they get to the top and they're just all giddy.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's fun. And there's repeat people. I mean, there's a guy that has done this 3 times. And, you know, he did it once, then he did it with his kids, and now he's out here with his wife.
Exactly.
You know?
They bring their kids to the clinic years later and stuff, and it's great.
Yeah, it's just a great experience, and it's a wealth of knowledge. So if you're thinking about it or you have friends thinking about it, I would highly suggest it.
There you go. Thanks for the plug there, Jimmy. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's SVRA4.com. Or you can go 4x4safety.org is the easiest way to get directly to the safety clinic page. And hit it up. We do it the 3rd weekend in May, 3rd weekend in September. Every year, those dates are set in stone. And it's good times for all.
And register quick because it sells out every year.
It does. Chris, anything
Nope.
to wrap up before you go under the knife?
There's hopefully no knives.
Under the tube?
Under the tube.
The tube goes in you?
Woo! No, I got nothing.
All
How about
right.
you?
Well, that's about all I got. All right, Chris, there we are. There's the wrap-up on the safety clinic. Oh, there's a Toyota going up the stair step still.
Oh, is that the one with the tool rack on the back?
It's so funny that, in the class we teach, less is more on the throttle and momentum.
Momentum.
And that half throttle for half a second, and just to get some momentum going. And momentum doesn't equal speed.
No.
But momentum to carry your the force of your vehicle up that stair. And so it carries up over that bump or that rock or whatever it may be. And
ledge.
Yeah, and then you let that momentum carry you up over that, and then you just walking pace is what we're looking for up that.
Exactly.
And a lot of students did that; they got it, and a lot of them were automatics, and obviously that makes it a little easier. And I teach that technique of putting your right foot on the gas, left foot on the brake, and loading up that torque converter if you have an automatic. lot of 2-foot driving when you're, having automatic off-road doing rock crawling.
I do. I'm a 2-footed driver.
Yeah?
Well, I'm a manual though.
Oh. What about you that third pedal? You just grind gears like you're grinding coffee?
No, I'm 1 foot on the clutch and 1 foot on the gas.
Oh, you just ride the clutch, huh?
Well, I always have it.
There you go. That's why I always smell like burning friction material
asbestos.
from you. Got to wear a mask when you're following Chris on the trail, apparently. Anyways,
right.
So you load up that torque converter, so you get everything so the drivetrain's engaged, and then you press on the right foot gas pedal, and then let off the brake at the same time, and you just have a nice smooth transition of power up that hill, and build that momentum quickly to get up over the obstacle. So anyways, it's fun. It's fun watching people, and they're scared to shit, death at the bottom, and then they start climbing up, and they're like, okay, I got it. And then they make it to the top where you are, and you're like, okay, slow down. You can't make a hard right turn here because there's a big old rock and a concrete-filled metal post. Bollard. That will take out your quarter panel, rear door, passenger rear quarter panel, and rocker panel. So, it's a lot of fun. It's a good, I've been doing this for years, and it just never ceases to amaze me and just put a smile on my face every time I see them conquer that obstacle and give them the confidence. Right,
puts a smile on our face to see a smile on their face.
Right, yeah. So you it's just it's a great thing. So yeah, safety clinic was a success. Great weather. We woke up to a little bit of rain on Sunday morning. You were gone.
I had to leave Saturday
You were doing
night.
colonoscopy prep.
Yes, right. We'll talk about
how'd that go?
Oh, everything was great.
Come out okay?
Oh, yeah. Bubble gum from 25 years ago.
Oh, wow. You eat bubble gum?
Retainer.
Matchbox car.
Matchbox
Oh,
Jeep.
my Jesus.
No, everything came out great, and the procedure was wonderful. It was
wonderful. I highly recommend it. 10 stars, Chris
I
says.
only remember the last 2 minutes of it. I woke up right when things were still going on.
Oh, boy.
I'm like, wow.
Did you see the screen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I had no choice. It was right there.
Yeah, you're looking right at it, right?
And I'm like, wow, that's what my insides look like. And she's like, oh, you're awake. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Wow.
They said I'd be in a twilight, so I don't know if something nudged me and woke me up or whatever.
They knocked me out, but I did double rotor-rooter endoscopy and colonoscopy at the same time, so I didn't want to be.
Which one did they do first? Hopefully.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what happened.
They use the same device?
I've had a bad taste in my mouth lately.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I mean, I did the prep that trying to drink that gallon, the gallon of
you got the Kaiser plan, so you had to do the bad stuff.
Oh my God!
I got the good like couple 6-ounce containers.
I'm going that direction
grape
next
juice.
time. Every 15 minutes, I had to drink 8 ounces of this stuff, and it was horrid.
No, I took like one, and then a few hours later, took the other one. That was it. It was super simple, easy peasy.
No, it was. But once everything started flowing, it was pretty exciting.
Right.
It was that shit works.
Literally,
shit works.
There you go. All right,
but
that's enough of that.
Clean bill of health, though.
Yeah, literally.
Found nothing.
That's good.
So I'm happy. Don't need to go on for another 10 years. So if the show's still going in 10 years, I'll tell you all about it.
Well, there you go. Episode 1272, Chris's colonoscopy part 2.
Right.
That's great. Well, anyways, we had a great dinner that night. So you stayed for chicken.
I did. Chicken. I had a piece of chicken and some bread.
So Man Smith's catered, and we had tri-tip, chicken, beans, salad, garlic bread.
The garlic bread was I wanted to go back for more, but it was gone.
Oh, yeah. And so it was a super good meal. It's so nice to come back, and it was such a nice day. I mean, it wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. There was some wind gusts that came up, but, not bad because that storm was coming in, so we were at the front there. But, man, what a good day. And a lot of it, the students stayed for dinner, which was great. We got to, talk with them, and it's always fun after the clinic speaking with them. And they're just, okay, well, I think I'm going to do a lift, and I'm going to see about gears and some sort of locker.
They're going to come back for the fun run in 2 weeks.
and then we always do this fun run that the club sets up. So it's like, come back and go run Hollister with the club. It's an organized deal, but it's not a clinic.
October 1st.
But we're there to help out. Yeah, so they will be doing that October 1st, but this will already had happened since this podcast is coming out afterwards.
Negative.
Oh, no, really? 20. Oh, yeah, you're right. So October 1st, if you want to go out to the safety clinic follow-up there.
I believe they're meeting up by the big oak tree up at near the old oak course where
October
the bathrooms
1st.
are. Yeah.
Saturday, October 1st, Hollister Hills, big oak tree at the main and you look up big oak tree on Google and it comes up. It's on the map. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, check that out. I don't know. Is there anything else to say about clinic? Put a bow on that?
Other than just it was great to see Jimmy. It's certainly It's always wonderful to talk to our competing podcasts.
CJ was there. CJ showed up in the morning and helped out with the class.
He looks great. I'm glad
so it was
he's
good to
up and
see
about.
him. Yep, he had a little cane, and he did well.
He's got a little old man attitude. I wanted to give him a big hug and stuff, and he did. And
well, he's hurting.
No, man.
Yeah, man.
You got to tough it out, dude.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
No. I'm glad CJ. I'm glad you're back up and about and getting out there. It's super cool.
So that was good. Yeah, and we had a good turnout. We had a lot of volunteers of the club come out that helped us fill in some blanks, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was a very well run event, and no hiccups I know of, and we finished on time.
No carnage, yeah.
No carnage. You didn't have to go recover anybody. I didn't even have to recover any side-by-sides or park visitors. Usually every time I'm there, I'm helping out with a rollover, and I didn't have to do that this time.
Was it last spring we had to recover that Jeep that came barreling down the hill?
Every freaking time.
Yeah.
So that was a good, positive event.
Yep, for sure.
All right, what else can I say here? So since this is coming out on the 27th,
yes, sir.
This podcast
next Monday,
Tuesday. Tuesday is when we drop our podcast, Chris. You should know. You set it up. So
I told you about all the drugs I'm
on. The 28th. Still, Danny. Do you do drugs, Danny? Every day, sir.
Every day.
All right, good.
Do we have that soundbite?
Yeah, I think so.
You can't handle the torques.
Oh no, we don't have that one. So, Minden Meats.
Oh, we're going back there?
I got to give a quick shout out to Minden Meats. Okay. So they are celebrating their 10-year anniversary.
Okay.
On the 28th. So the day after this podcast. They're celebrating.
Wednesday, September 28th.
Yes, correct. They're celebrating. So if you're anywhere near Minden Meats, Amber, Randy, Phil Licardi, Jesse Haynes is kind of close. Anyways. Keith is close.
Keith's actually in Colorado right now.
Is he really? Okay.
He has a side-by-side.
Oh, there you go. So they are celebrating their 10-year anniversary and $2 pints all day long.
Oh, shit.
$10 tri-tip Sandos and a pint.
All right, you take care of the show. I'm out.
I mean, $10 for a pint and a Sando. And then you got their chicken Sando and a pint for $10, a grilled cheese, tomato, basil soup and a pint, and then they're doing 1 ounce pours of some ridiculous. He has quite the whiskey collection.
Yes, he does, and quite the whiskey sales department.
If you know, you know about Minden Meats in Minden, Nevada. If you don't, and you're going to be in the area on the 28th, check it out.
It's right next to Gardnerville.
Yes, it is. It is. So that, and then we'll talk about Trail Hero briefly here because I'm going to go into a big thing. But we got Trail Hero coming up, Chris. I know you're not going to be there.
Are you excited?
Sad. Let's have a moment. I am excited. I'm super excited.
I'm remorseful.
It is by far best event of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. Just my type of wheeling. I just watched the Ian Johnson. You heard of him? Big Tire Garage?
Yeah, I may have noticed him once or twice.
Okay. So he just did he does these little YouTube videos, Q&As.
Yeah.
So somebody asked, hey, are you going to Trail Hero? And so last year, I met up with Ian. We did the Miracle Trust run, and it was in the rain, but we had a blast. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, hey, I want to do a podcast in person with you. I don't want to do over the phone, want to do this justice. And so, okay, yeah, we'll hook up at Trail Hero last year. It didn't happen. We connected, we chatted, we shared some whiskey and all that. I gave him some old elk, and he went back to Tennessee. He's like, hey, open invite, come on out.
That's right.
Okay, great. Well, Tennessee is a little geographically tough for us to get there on a whim. But we're going to make it happen at some point. And then so I'm like, hey, what about Trail Hero, 2022?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going. And so he did. No, he
well, isn't the Ultimate Adventure going on right now?
Well, the Ultimate Adventure is going on, and then the Pomona Off-Road Expo is going on the 1st and 2nd of October,
That's
the first
correct.
weekend of Trail Hero, but then you could head out afterwards. But it's a scheduling conflict, and he's like, I've been to Trail Hero or Sand Hollow 5 times or whatever he said, and he's not real big into that four-steer buggy stuff.
Really?
Which surprises me. He's building a bomber, but
he loves Moab.
He does love Moab. And the scenery at Moab is incredible. The scenery at Sand Hollow is incredible, but you have some spectacular wheeling where there is some spectacular wheeling at Moab, but it's more hardcore at Sand Hollow.
Sure.
And
moon buggies.
It's scary. There's some scary freaking shit out there.
Well, I've been watching these Jesse Haynes videos. And it's just like, dude, what is wrong with you?
So, but I love it. I love the technicality, the slow, technical, makes you think, And I love the scenic trails too, where you go out and you're like, oh, this is beautiful. Oh, look at that. Look at that river. Look at that creek. Look at the deer. Look at the eagle soaring. Look at the two dogs.
Two dogs.
Anyways, so, it's, I get it. But apparently it didn't work out. He's not going to be there. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But eventually we will get you on the podcast, Ian. I know you listen in your shop. And we will make it happen.
Chat whiskey.
Totally. Yeah, we need the chat whiskey. You're supposed to hook us up with some chat whiskey to give that Chattanooga whiskey. Give that a try. So anyways, we will make it happen. Totally get where you're coming from, but unfortunately, it's just not going to work out here in the near future. So
that's perfect. Maybe it'll be next year.
Good winter trip to Tennessee would be good. Bourbon in the winter is a good call. So we'll see.
Keeps the belly nice and warm.
Mm-hmm.
Rub the belly on the outside. And fill the belly on the inside.
I just finished installing the Switch Pros in the buggy. Tested it with. I'm just like, especially electric. I love wiring and I love electrical and stuff, but there's a lot of fugazi there, and it's like if something's not working, the buggy worked perfectly fine. I tore apart a perfectly good buggy electrical system and put in a Switch Pro right before Trail Hero, and that's how stupid I am.
Rip the seats out of the F-350 and put them in there now?
No, but I'll tell you what. I wired up the Switch Pro, put power to it this morning. Got the app going and programmed it, and I'm like, okay, it's a little bit of a clunky app, and I know they're working on a better version, but it's intuitive, and it's like, okay, this makes sense. Okay, all right, and I got everything programmed, like 99% of it programmed. So I go to test it. I'm like, oh, I got dome light now. I got like an LED dome light. I mean, it's like legit. I had some Harbor Freight thing that was hanging up on the ceiling, some old Harbor Freight flashlight thing that the previous owner had, and I'm like, okay, got to replace the batteries like 4 times a year. Like, I need a real dome light. I had a rock light left over, so I stuck it up on the aluminum roof, and great. So dome light comes on.
Cool.
Light bar comes on. The front light bar comes on. The rock lights come on. I'm like, okay, this is good. The fans come on.
Does the engine come on?
Fuel point. Everything worked but the engine. I had no start. No boom boom. So I'm like, what is going on? And so I'm pressing the button, LED's coming on like it's getting power, and nothing. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Let's not panic here. It's just something simple, because it's just a simple little wire that you add 12 volts to. It actuates the solenoid, and the engine starts. I had the ignition on, so I knew my computer was on. I knew I had fuel. Everything was lined up. So I look, and when you program that Switch Pros, and this was the RCR12, so it has like 17 outputs.
Hashtag Jason money.
There's 12 buttons, 17 outputs. Thank you, Stellar Built. They hooked me up. Not for free. Had to pay for it, but I did get a good deal on the Switch Pros there. So if you're looking for any parts, go to Stellar Built in Sacramento. Look up Dimitri. Justin works there. Ozzy. But they'll take care of you down there, and they're knowledgeable too, which is nice.
So they never heard of Australian Shepherds in Australia?
Really? Okay.
Anyway, that's pretty random, but
okay, Cliff Clavin.
Hey, Lorenzo, what are you doing with that impact gun?
Cliff Clavin.
Oh, you're going to go take the seats out of the F-350?
So, anyways, I'm like, okay, something's got to be weird here. Let me go back into the programming. Well, there's like pin numbers of where these wires are coming out, and then there's an output number. So I had it as pin number 13 or output 13, and it was output 12, but it was pin number 13. So you just ignore the pins. It's like, oh, output 12. So I went back in, changed it to 12, boom, fired right off. I'm like, okay, that was. I mean, I literally figured it out within a couple minutes. So it was very intuitive, super cool. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to button up the wiring here, make everything look nice, and send it for Trail Hero.
That's right.
A lot of other things that we'll talk about later, but that was a good one. So, I think the only other thing I'd like to say about Trail Hero is there's going to be a booth there, Chris.
There's going to be a lot of booths.
A booth, 120 vendors.
Yes, sir.
Is what we're hearing. 120 vendors, and Friday and Saturday are the main day. I mean, Saturday is like the big day. It's like people are tired of four-wheeling. I don't know how that happens, but tired of four-wheeling.
So that's Friday.
And so there's a lot of people on the 8th that will be at the vendor show.
Yep.
And that's when I plan on being at the vendor show. I will be there Friday as well. In the afternoon is my plan currently. I got a full dance card, man. There's a lot of interviews lined up. There's a lot of wheeling lined up.
Babies and kissing hands.
Yeah, exactly. And but I am planning on being at the booth on Saturday. But Tire Right, Kobe and Alicia, Johnny from Dirtbag Clothing, and Wheeling Wine and Whiskey is sharing a booth. So we got a little section. We got like a little
corner,
4 square foot area that they're allowing us to sell our wares and have our banner up.
Nice.
So very grateful for that. But we will have some shirts. We have some new hats that you're wearing a brand new hat right now.
I am.
Charcoal gray with a black, it's a trucker hat, so it's got the black mesh with the gray front, and it looks freaking awesome. We have some more of the gray and white trucker hats that were super popular. So anyways, we'll have that swag for sale. We're going to have, shirts. We'll have some stickers out, and Element fire extinguishers are going to be there, Chris. So we are a licensed dealer for Element fire extinguisher now. How the hell did that happen?
That's awesome.
So we are.
They like us. They really like us.
Yeah. So we will be selling the E50, so the 50-second
one
fire extinguishers. Okay, and if you don't know about these, you need to check them out. We had that episode. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's episode 60 that Rob Khaleesi was on, the owner of Element. But
that's like 2 years ago.
The big thing is that these things are waterproof. They don't need to be serviced. They're lightweight. They can go right on your roll cage. You want them within reach of the driver. And they're good on A, B, C, and K fires. K is your kitchen grease fires and stuff, right?
You don't want to throw water on a grease fire.
No. And the best thing about this, besides not having to be serviced, is they're 100% biodegradable in 20 minutes.
Yep.
So it is not going to ruin your metals.
Metal,
you got a nice engine, your aluminum, you got stainless, whatever. Any exposed metal is not going to corrode like a typical fire extinguisher. So, anyways, like we've said on this podcast, we only promote stuff that we believe in, that we back ourselves. This is not our main jobs. This is not our career. We're doing this for fun. But Chris and I made a pact from day one that we are only going to represent products that we believe in 100%.
100%.
And this is one of those ones that we got on board with a couple years ago, and I love it. Thankfully, I've never had to use one personally.
Hopefully never have to.
But it's one of those insurance policies. Unfortunately, we've seen it recently here on Ultra 4 and stuff where these cars have burned down because the best fire extinguisher to have is the one that you can reach within the driver's seat and get on that fire ASAP, because you've got seconds, not a minute, because that fire, once that takes off and engulfs the vehicle, you're done. I don't care what fire extinguisher you have. Nothing's going to help you out.
Another way to say that is better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Right. So with that, if you're still listening and you're going to Trail Hero, what are we going to do, Chris? We're going to have a little show special.
That's right.
A little show special for those of you that are listeners of the podcast.
Be quiet, Lorenzo. Hold on. Just calm your shit down.
He is. He's jumping up and down right now. He's all excited about this, which is cool.
It is cool.
It's about time you get excited about something, Lorenzo.
Well, he was getting ready to rip the seats out of your truck.
You are going to Trail Hero. Why is Chris not going? I have no idea. You have to ask him.
Why can't the listeners hear him?
I don't know.
He's on the producer channel.
So, our code for a discount at the booth. We cannot say what the discount is.
During Trail Hero only.
But during Trail Hero only, if you say, Lorenzo sent me. Yes, Lorenzo. If you say Lorenzo sent me, you will get a discount on an Element fire extinguisher.
Dude,
so there it is.
He just peed.
Did he pee a little on the floor? I just put these hardwood floors in.
That's exciting.
Lorenzo!
That's excitement right there.
If that doesn't say excitement, I don't know what does.
Wow.
All right, well, there it is. So say Lorenzo sent me at the Tire Right Dirtbag Clothing Wheeling Wine and Whiskey booth at Trail Hero, and you'll receive a little discount.
Yeehaw!
And maybe you'll get to pet Lorenzo.
Maybe.
He'll be there.
Might even pee there, too.
Yeah, he might. You got to be careful. He's getting old. He can't control his bladder like Chris. So
right?
Yeah, so there it is. Coming up, Trail Hero.
Are you excited?
Dude, I am beyond excited. I haven't been sleeping because of my ribs, but I really, that and the combination of getting ready for a big event, coordinating all the food and everything, it's crazy, but it's fun. It's all worth it at the end of the day, and I am really looking forward to it. We've got the Crazy Dan and the Utah boys coming out. It just goes on and on with the group that
Samurai
we have.
James, Lady Samurai.
Oh my gosh! So
Georgia Boy's going to be there.
There you go.
It's
just
going to be a part, and I'm not. And
you're not going to be there.
But I'm
not
going to make changes to my work schedule for next year. As we've said, I'm not going to get into all the details of that bullshit, but
look at the crowd wants you to go, Chris.
I know. I want to be there.
A
little bit of FOMO, but at the same time, work responsibilities.
There you go. Well, there it is. I don't know. That's there it is. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, that's it. Kind of it. Let's just let's put a bow on this thing.
All right.
So let's. So if you want to get a hold of Jason or I, you can email us at Chris or Jason at wheelingwinewhiskey.com. Or you can, of course, do the IG, which is a huge way to get a hold of us. That's at Wheeling Wine Whiskey.
Huge.
Don't forget about our phone number. That's 408-800-5169. What is that number?
408-800-5169. And we do have a voicemail to play next podcast.
Next episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, call and leave a voicemail, and we'll definitely play it on the air. Hopefully, we play 99% of them.
Yeah, there's a couple that we can't even play with the explicit label.
We had to turn them off. We're like, no.
Even Lorenzo covered his eyes and
he cringed.
Ears. Yeah, those are big ears to cover too, Lorenzo.
So of course you can go to our website wheelingwinewhiskey.com where you'll see all of our episodes, and absolutely do not forget at wheelingwinewhiskey.com there are links to Irate 4x4 and of course our merch, and Jason will talk to you about Irate. And oh, the Element fire extinguisher.
Yeah, we're going to have the Element fire extinguisher up on the website after Trail Hero.
We're a dealer.
After Trail, we're a dealer. It doesn't sound right, but yeah. So, if you're not going to Trail Hero, check us out on wheelingwinewhiskey.com, and you can get your Element fire extinguisher there.
That's right.
All right. With that,
we're out.
I got one for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So there's this a gynecologist, right? And he's been working all day, and he comes up to his last patient. And he's waiting around for her, and she never comes in. And so he waits around for an hour, and she never shows up. So he figures, well, I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to do some paperwork, and we're going to, just relax a little bit. So he makes himself a gin and tonic.
Okay.
And so he's hanging out and drinking his gin and tonic, doing paperwork, and the lady shows up. And she's like, oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm late. I apologize. He goes, oh, no, it's not a problem. I'm still here. He's like, can we just relax for a moment? And we, do you want a gin and tonic? We can just hang out, and then, I'll get to my service. And she's like, yeah, that's great. Sounds good. And so, they're sitting there. He makes her the gin and tonic. They're chilling. They're relaxing. And then all of a sudden, he hears this knock at the door. He goes, oh, my God, that's my wife. Quick, take your pants off. Spread your legs.
Wow. Got one for you. That reminded me of a joke.
Oh, did it? Oh,
yeah.
Boy. Here we go. Joke time.
What does a deaf gynecologist do? He reads lips.
Wow.
Portals. I got a joke.
Random episode recorded at Hollister Hills with Snail Trail and Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. Half a Snail Trail. What's the date?
Today is the 17th, September 17th,
That is
2022.
9/17/2022. Woohoo. We're sitting at below the stair step in the obstacle course at Hollister Hills. Yeehaw. Who's got a joke?
I got a joke. You got a joke, Jimmy? You start out with your joke because mine's going to be better, I guarantee it.
I don't know if I have one on me right now.
You don't have a dad joke on you?
I could say one that I've said before, but not a new one. My most favorite dad joke right now is, where do pirates buy their hooks?
Target?
At the second-hand store.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay.
Can you beat that?
I can totally beat that. Do I need to turn that radio down? Are you picking it up?
Oh, yeah, I'm picking it up. I'm picking up what it's putting down.
You want me to turn that down?
How are we going to hear when they're coming? We don't need to.
We'll see them.
Yeah.
It'll get dusty.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so Jason, just so you know, I just hit the record button. That red button.
Yeah? Does it light up somewhere?
There's a light right here.
Okay.
Boom.
Nice.
And the timer starts to count up.
Okay. Oh, that helps.
That helps.
All right. Let me know when you're ready for my joke.
I'm ready for your joke. We've been ready. I'm born ready.
Hey, I'm a good man, Chris. I give 50% of my income to charity.
Really?
Yeah, and when she's not working, I give it to Destiny.
Here comes Magnus von Magnuson.
Here comes the fearless leader.
Oh, boy.
We're going to get yelled out for doing a podcast.
Are we allowed to do those kind of jokes?
We're not
During
focusing. We're not,
Yes,
we're not
absolutely.
concentrating on our jobs.